Hey, Aster here, back at it again making some questionable content. So today I want to actually show you what it's like for a Genshin theory to start evolving the more that the content is being delivered. Now we know that Genshin Impact has a very unique way of delivering its content and lore because it's a patch-based game. So what I want to do with this mini-series is actually show you the process of what's going to be happening to a theory if you start manipulating the source material, and just how amazing it could evolve or devolve, get proven, disproven every now and then, the more that the truth starts getting out. For me personally, this is a very close to home topic because I am a Genshin lore creator, and Genshin lore has got to be one of the most versatile and volatile things I've ever had to work. Also, this is more of just a shorter video where I talk into a microphone and start laying down some facts and personal theories, rather than an actual scripted video, and that's why you're just seeing my 2.1 gameplay background. But without further ado, let's talk about 2.2. So we're going to be first talking about the actual facts and things that we learned historically in the context of Genshin. So one is we have the Iridescence Ode is a musical festival allegedly famous in Fontaine, which is why Xinyan is here at the moment. At first I thought it was actually the Incandescent Ode, but I reread it and I was like, nope, never mind. But now we go into the main one, which is the Shikigami, or the one with the domain and Kuronosuke's creations. Now the Shikigami are conjured beings made alive through conjuration. Their power is connected with the spiritual force of their master. If the master is careless, their Shikigami can gain its own will and consciousness, and even raid its own master and kill them in revenge. The way the Shikigami were framed in the first event was that they were very benevolent and they were meant to cure and remove curses, but in reality the Shikigami are much more dangerous. They're more of voodoo and more of talismans rather than an actual benevolent charm that people use. Like, you're not actually supposed to keep using it. So I have several theories for this first event. So the first thing I want to say is that Tartaglia is looking for Scaramouche. Even the Traveler was deductive enough to say that, like, Tartaglia is looking for something and he knows something about this domain. We know that it was awakened by an unknown power, and we know that Scaramouche is currently missing. It's not impossible to say that we're going to get some background story on the Kunikuzushi, but we're probably not going to see him. We're going to hear him maybe he's going to get referenced in a voice line, but we're not going to actively see him. I don't think so. As much as I am high on Scaramouche Hopium, I don't think we'll see him. The next one is Paimon is super suspicious. Paimon, for the entirety of the story, was basically just saying numerous times that the more you gain your memories, the more it's connected to your power. And I believe that this actually ties in very well to what Paimon could be. Paimon could easily just be a creation by Celestia that was put onto the current Traveler to basically act like a suction for their power. Maybe the more that the Traveler gets their powers, the more that Paimon gets her memories, and the more that her power also grows. I'm not saying that Paimon is evil, I'm just saying that maybe she's a form of surveillance that they're using for the Traveler to make sure that the Traveler doesn't snap, or, because as the Unknown God has said, he is an enigma, he is an outlander. So Paimon is very suspicious for this one. Another one is that I don't think a Shikigami represents Scaramouche's old memories. It already says there that Kuronosuke was someone else entirely, but I feel like Shikigami and Scaramouche are going to be somewhat related. I feel like the Kunikuzushi and the Raiden Shogun puppet that we see now are created by the same material and the same method that Kuronosuke made. And we know that A got the idea of the Kunikuzushi from an art that was currently lost. At first, we thought that this was a Conrian art, but now it just makes more sense that it's more of an Inazuman kind of magic. That means that if Scaramouche will die, he'd probably turn into paper, and we'll get like a mini Scaramouche, a little one. Like, we're not gonna get the hat, we're just gonna get like the little guy. What's interesting is that Shiki Taisho does say that he assumed a human form. When he was reaching the light and he was smelling grilled fish, he saw people and then he assumed a more human form and started laughing with them. So that means that this person just has another alternative form. Maybe that's what we're going to see once, you start putting together all the pieces. I also believe that the people that he was talking about was the Crux fleet. Though there might be a reason why Xinyan was constantly saying Beidou and Xiangling, which are two notable figures in the Crux fleet, when she could have also just said Hu Tao, Xingqiu, and Chongyin as well. But for me, that's just grasping at straws. Shiki Taisho's origins is definitely what we're going to be focusing here, but I do genuinely think that it isn't a part of Kunikuzushi. I feel like MiHoYo wouldn't do that yet. I feel like it's too early, but what we are going to see is that the Shiki Taisho and the Kunikozushi are basically just the same kind of creation process. Shiki Taisho was created by Kuronosuke, while the Kunikozushi was created by A. It could also be possible that the Kunikozushi was actually created with the help of Kuronosuke, so we're just going to go into that. But we are aware that we're going to get some form of Kunikozushi backlore, okay? That is my main speculation for this. We're going to get Paimon and Kunikozushi and the entire theme of puppetry, and the creation of something that gained its own will and sentience. But I genuinely just think that the Shiki Taisho is a separate character entirely. MiHoYo does have a thing for doing that. They give the very important roles to the NPCs that are featured, so I definitely just think that Shiki Taisho is another entity in and of itself. So, Kunikozushi background, lore, but that's it. On a side note though, 2.2 is really fun. Like, I think out of all the events, 2.2 has got to be one of the best. But that's it for me today. So this video is just going to be one of 5 parts. You're going to get mini digests of my own speculations every now and then because I want to see how much I'm either wrong or how much I'm either right about the topic. If you have any speculations, please leave it down in the comments. I feel like tomorrow is going to be when the next part is going to release, and I want to make sure that I'm going to be playing it. But regardless, thank you so much for watching, and I will be working on that delusion video.